It's showtime, folks. Welcome in Chase and Big Joe, 1025, 1063, the game, live from Nashville Super Speedway on this Friday. Hope you're having a wonderful start to your day. It's almost time for the weekend. I know that we are ready for that. Chase McKay, Big Joe Dubin, Dr. Crane, Nick Frazier, all with you today. Joe, how we feeling?
It's good, man. Right now it's beautiful. It's about 65 degrees, windy. The speedway looks fantastic. I mean, if it could just stay like this all weekend, it is the perfect weather.
It is. It's kind of cool seeing the Amazon Prime stuff because obviously they will broadcast the race and all that good stuff. But yeah, we're excited to be here. Thank you to the Nashville Super Speedway for having us. They're getting everything set up for this weekend. It all gets underway tonight with the Rackley Roofing 200 Craftsman Truck Series race, and
First down, Rackley.
And then the
sorry,
and then the Tennessee Lottery 250 Xfinity Series race, which will be tomorrow, and then the Cracker Barrel 400 coming up on Sunday.
I love it, man. By the way, that Rackley, that's from the Mike Keith commercial when he was promoting Rackley Roofing.
Oh, yeah.
And that drone comes down and flies away, hit the football, and he's like, first down, Rackley.
Yeah, I remember. I do remember that.
So, I don't know. It's just.
Is the new guy going to do all this stuff?
I don't know.
Who's going to do all these commercials now?
What is his name? Tartar? Yeah.
Tartar Binks?
Tartar? Give the fools their tartar. I hope so.
Taylor Zarzar.
Yeah. All indications he's a good dude and a good announcer. I hope he does all that stuff.
Yeah.
Gets integrated into the community, which, it's. But look, you got to replace Mike Keith, man. That is not an easy thing to do. But, I guarantee you Mike Keith probably reached out and said, hey, whatever you need, let me know. I'm here for you and all that, because that's just kind of a good dude that Mike Keith is.
Yes, he is. Faux show. I did it right there. There you go. We're going to talk to Matt Greci, who's the GM of the Nashville Super Speedway. He'll join us a little later in the show. But let's kick it off with this. We had a great time yesterday at the 615 Open, benefiting Folds of Honor. Really great turnout. I know we raised a lot of money. I don't have the exact totals, but I know it was a good day. So thank you to everyone that came out and participated. And I know that our staff was excited to be out there, most of us. And so that was cool. It was really neat to be there and to do all the cool things with the tournament.
Who won last night?
I don't know who won our tournament. I have no idea.
No, I mean the Broadway 150 last night.
Oh, okay. That was a quick transition.
My bad.
Yeah, no,
I just got this email that Josh Berry was disqualified last night.
Was he disqualified?
Yeah.
Oh.
The post-race development Thursday at the fairgrounds, Trey Craig has been declared the official winner of the Rackley Roofing Battle of Broadway 150 following the disqualification of Josh Barry after post-race technical inspection.
He won. They did all the pictures. They did the victory lane and everything. Well, I guess I won't post that video of the victory lane.
No, maybe you should post it and then see if there was something wrong with all that, man. Sorry about that. Let me forward you this email there, buddy.
No, I probably got it too.
So the winner, Trey Craig. Oh, Dawson Sutton came in second last night.
Yeah, Dawson had a good run. He had a good run.
How was the crowd last night out there?
It was pretty good. It was pretty good. Yeah, it was good. It was just cool to be out there. Like, I was walking around with our buddy Joe Williams and, in the pits and the garage. And it's just like, you can just, how you walk into a place and you just feel the history.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how it is at the fairgrounds. And, he's been there a long time. So he's telling stories about, this guy over here in turn 3 or this guy in turn 2 and all that. And it was really, really nice to do that. And, to kind of kick off my weekend and 4 races and 4 nights at 2 tracks.
Good for you. I think it's, for me, my grandpa used to take me there in the mid-'70s. So there's a lot of history, a lot of emotion for me. I'm not a big race fan like you are, but the nostalgia going with my grandpa to the speedway is something I'll never forget that. So it's special to a lot of us that grew up here in Nashville.
With that, let's get to our question of the day.
So I was reading about this couple who is traveling to every NASCAR race this year. They're a retired couple, and they were talking about they've had some friends pass away, and you know what? We're going to live our life. We're going to go live our life. We're going to go to every NASCAR race. You got an RV. If you could do that, that'd be so much fun if you could do that and afford it. Anyway, they're doing it. So I got to thinking, if your time is coming up, which, it's for all of us, it is one day, what's one thing you want to witness? What's one thing you want to witness at a sporting event or maybe a historical spot? Like, I always wanted to see the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier and see the changing of the guard.
Yeah.
Saw it.
I've seen that. It's pretty cool.
Amazing. My number one thing that I want to see, and this is in the grand scheme of everything, it might sound crazy, but it's mine. I have to see a football game at the Rose Bowl. I need to see a football game at the Rose Bowl in the afternoon when the sun's going down. I don't care who UCLA's playing. I got to see a game there. It's just, as much as I love college football, to me, that's what I want to see. I want to see a game at the Rose Bowl when the sun's going down in the late afternoon.
Man, that's tough to beat. See, I want to answer this question with something that I'd probably have to work to do. Like, not like I could say the Indianapolis 500. I could do that next year.
Okay.
Like, I'm not, I don't say that in an arrogant way, but I mean, like, with what we do, we have some cool connections. So I'm trying to think of something that, what would be cool is seeing either like the British Open or Wimbledon, something like that. I think would be a cool
something to witness,
historic sporting event to go to. But I think the thing for me would be like the Olympics in Greece.
Oh yeah.
Like if they
going back there?
If they do Athens or something, like going to the Olympics in general would be cool. But I think going somewhere like, Greece or I mean, Paris would have been fun.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, just a kind of a historic city with a lot of,
my friend Dale said he'd love to see the Pope preach at St. Peter's Square, Basilica, whatever it's called.
Yeah, that could be a good one.
Would love to go there and do that one time.
I would. All right. So here's one that's kind of a career thing, but it is a goal. I want to interview a sitting president. I don't care what side of the aisle they're on.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care who it is. I mean, obviously our current president would probably get a lot of attention.
Yeah.
But
still,
I want to interview a sitting president.
That would be good. Yeah, that's not bad. But president of what?
McDonald's.
Do you remember it's a great SNL skit with Jerry Seinfeld? They're doing all the teases in the news, like coming out with the weather and all that. And they're like, and Jerry Seinfeld was like a newsman. He's like, coming up, breaking news, the president has died. The president of what? We'll tell you after the break. The whole skit was that. It was
I remember that.
Leading up to that point, doing things like that.
Does Chad Brinker count?
Chad Brinker.
Yeah.
Hey, if he'd come on, that'd be great.
Yeah, that's a good one.
We did interview
Come on,
him.
Chad. You're president. Come on and do that. No, I just think we only have so many summers. We only have so many winters. We only have, and for us, I'm not saying doom and gloom. Time is running out. I mean, but enjoy the time.
Yeah.
But things that you want to do, and if you can do things like that, whether it's sports or witness something, then what would it be? I'm always curious what people want to see and want to do. Dr. Crane, what would you do?
Great question, Joe. The one thing that comes to my mind is just going to a soccer game, an Italy soccer game, national team with my family.
Really cool.
Just something I want to experience with just the rest of my family. Like, I still think July 9th, 2006, when Italy won the World Cup in Germany, beating France in penalty kicks. Like, that was one of the greatest days of my life because I got to witness my grandparents smiling ear to ear and celebrating. Like, I remember I had fried pasta with garlic that day and chicken parm, and it was just a big party. I just miss those good days and would like to experience that with all my cousins. So it's just something on my bucket list.
That'd be cool. See, I want to go to Ireland. Like, that's where my family's from originally. My dad's side. I don't really know on my mom's side. So I need to find that out. I think England, but just it'd be fun to go take a trip to Europe for like a month.
But is there one thing you want to see, like the Blarney Stone or tour the Guinness factory?
Just a drunk Irishman.
or maybe get into a bar brawl with Bono, something like that.
I can only imagine if we did a trip where they sent you and I to Ireland.
Oh.
We would get into a bar fight.
Oh, our owner would call us like, yeah, you got to stay over there. We're good. You don't need to come back. Okay.
They'd look at my passport and go, McCabe, I thought we kicked y'all out.
That's right. You get the Irish name. Yes.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah. Don't come back either. I just, there's, reading about them to do that and go places and see that. I mean, it's great if you could do that. And why not do all that stuff, man?
So I have a side question for you real quick.
Yeah.
Talking about like interviewing a sitting president or somebody like that. What is the highest office of someone you've ever met? Like actual active in office.
Al Gore.
Is vice president?
Yeah, Al Gore. It's great.
Did you interview him?
Yeah.
Or something?
Yep. Did do it was great. It was fine. I mean, it was quick and he was great.
Would you consider a governor or a senator a higher office?
Probably a governor.
Okay, so governor.
Yeah.
Billy,
yeah.
Actually, I think I met Bredesen when he was governor too.
Yep. Yeah, and Sundquist. I've had an opportunity. I'm not saying look at me, but Bredesen was great. Bredesen's one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah.
He's just a good dude. Did a lot for the city of Nashville, more than people realize. But yeah, so I think governor over a senator, I think would be.
Well, and I mean, I've met a senator. I've met I've talked on the phone to a vice president when Joe Biden called. I've told this story.
No.
I have told this story.
No.
Yes, I have.
No, you go.
Yes, I have.
Tell.
My uncle passed away. My cousin used to be his chief of staff when he was in the Senate. And so when my uncle passed away, Biden was the vice president.
Right.
We're all at my grandmother's house. I answer the phone and it says, please hold for a call from the vice president of the United States. And he had called to.
That's so awesome. I didn't know that. You probably told me sometime.
Yeah, I've told this story before.
And you took the call?
Yeah. I was like, hello?
He's like, Chase.
He did. Well, he was like, hello, this is Vice President Biden. I go, hello, Mr. Vice President. This is Chase. He goes, oh, you must be Miss Donna's grandson. I'm like, cool.
Oh, wow.
Y'all know everything.
That is very cool. I had no idea.
Yeah. So I go into my grandmother and I go, Mama, there's a call for you. She's like, from who? And I go, the Vice President. And she goes, of what?
Oh, my goodness.
So, the country.
I hate to ask, how'd your cousin die?
My uncle.
I'm sorry.
It was a heart thing.
Okay.
Yeah, it was.
And your uncle was the chief of staff.
No. My cousin was his chief of staff, and I guess had reached out to him.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that gun, man. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
You know everything, right?
615-737-1025. That's our phone and text line. Driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. Our question of the day is
just being out here at the speedways. Some people are going to all the speedways this year because I feel like we won't get the chance to do it again. What's something you want to do, witness or see or go to that you feel maybe that's number one more than anything else? And I hate to use the term bucket list. This is something that's just way, way at the top and nothing else comes close to what you want to do or see or witness. Could be sports, could be life. It doesn't matter.
615-737-1025 is our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. We're live at the Nashville Super Speedway. We'll have more coming. You're on Chasing Big Joe on 102.5, 106.3 The Game.
I can't talk to my wife for 28 days? Sir, she is not an alcoholic. You can't put me on hold. I'll put you on hold. I am a lineman for the county. Your call is important to us. Please continue to hold. And I drive the main road. There are 8 calls ahead of you. And the Wichita lineman is still on the la 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 line.
Oh my God.
And the Wichita
Sing
lineman
Great song.
It's a fantastic song.
is still on the line.
Dr. Crane, that was your best work. I want to figure out how we can just make that be when we put you on hold instead of hearing the radio station. You just hear Homer Simpson. That was awesome.
Oh, yes.
What
Thank you.
episode is that?
Great
I don't
question.
remember that.
I've never heard that before.
Is that I don't remember that one. That must be maybe a newer one. But that's a good one. 615-737-1025. A couple of people have weighed in on our question of the day. Devin and Dixon, I want to see the Daytona 500 live in person so bad. Been there several times for the 400, but never the 500. I have been to now 3 Daytona 500s, and I can tell you that I get the same feeling every time. It's special. And it's one of those, whether you do it for the first time or the 8th time, like there's just something really cool about it.
Yeah,
So,
I've never been. I would
Yeah.
love to go. That's probably in the
Well,
top 5 of me.
we're gonna try and make that happen next year.
Make it happen.
Because like it's something you need to experience. It's just cool. There's just, and you never know who's gonna be there. Like the last time I went, which was 3 years ago now, post race, I'm like trying to get to Bubba Wallace, who finished second, and I look, there's this really, really, really tall, very large man, and I'm like, holy crap, that's Dwight Howard. And like Jordan was there.
Yeah.
And, all this stuff. So you never know who you're going to run into. So that's a good one. Dylan and Antioch, Sunday, the final round at the Masters.
All for you guys doing that. I just don't care about golf. I don't care about walking around there all day. I mean, if you love it, great for you, man. I am proud of you. Masters is not even in my top 50.
Lenny has one that I don't think is going to be topped. I would like to see the Titans win 9 games in a season. That's pretty good. Thank you.
God, I'm sounding like Clay now. What's going on with me?
Thank you, Mike. That was good. Yeah, I want to keep these going. 615-737-1025. Something we haven't talked about this week on this show. Do you have a problem with Jeffrey Simmons not being there right now?
Absolutely.
So do I.
Absolutely. Isn't everybody there but him?
Pretty much.
Yeah. I got a big problem with that. What are you doing? I mean, you working at home, that's fine. Come be part of the team. You're paying you $19 million. Come be part of the team and meet. A lot of new guys coming in there. Why are you not here?
Yeah, I do root for him. I like him. I mean, I got no personal issues with him. It's just these little things to me. It's just like, man, lead by example. Like and I'm not even one of those. It's like he has to be a leader. He has to be one of the leaders on the team. I don't buy into that crap. I've had coaches tell me and people tell me that a guy's a leader not just because you say he's a leader. Like he's either got that or he doesn't. And if he doesn't, that's not an indictment towards him. It's just some guys aren't built for that.
Right.
So I don't care if that's what he is or he isn't. Like I want him to be a great game-wrecking football player. And, I do buy into, I don't think you need to always use it as an excuse. I do buy into that they weren't very good around him. And so therefore, the last couple of years he's been double teamed and all that stuff, like whatever.
Well, it's fine. Why aren't you here?
Right. Yeah. I mean, the great players find a way around that, but he had virtually no help.
But look, just come be part of the team. You want to be a winner and get to know your teammates and you all push together forward. This is great. But now you've become the story, and in not a good way. And look, if you're a boxer and you're training on your own, that's fine. You're a boxer or whatever. But man, you're a defensive lineman in the NFL with a team. Go be part of the team and hang out with them, get to know them. You know, all the meetings, class, and practice. It's part of it, man. And now you're the only one. You're the only one that's not there.
Yep.
I don't get it.
Yep. I don't really understand.
Just trade
that
him to
either.
Vrabel already and let him go.
Well, I don't even want to do that because I mean you need
Probably
him.
not.
You need a good player like him. It's just get out of your own way, man. I mean that's the problem.
Yeah,
Is I just think sometimes he gets in his own way.
he does. And look, we know what a great player he could be. I look, and I don't want him. I mean, Stillman's like, he's got to get all these sacks. Jeffrey Simmons is not. I'm not looking at that guy to get 15 sacks. He's the guy that creates chaos in the middle of the field and pushes everybody back and let the other guys can make plays too as well. Saw a great thing the other day with Aaron Donald. They were showing some Aaron Donald's greatest plays, and Aaron Donald, the greatest plays they showed, did not make one tackle.
Yeah.
All they showed was him getting triple teamed.
Yep.
And was just freeing up the outside to just crush the quarterback. And I was like, this is great. Double team, triple team, let other people make the play. I was like, that's what Jeffrey Simmons needs to be.
I'll defend him too a little bit when he went on the podcast with Jill, Nashville Game Changers, and he talked about that. Like, watch the film, you see me being double teamed. I got no problem with that.
Right.
But the problem is the reason he kind of gets beat up for that is they had no outside help. Like they had no pass rush. I mean, Harold Landry a little bit, but other than that, there wasn't really much of a pass rush.
Zero.
If this team gets a pass rush, then it'll be the same thing. They'll be double and tripling team him, and he'll be kind of the making the play happen from the outside.
That's right.
And that's what you want. That's like, I'm with you. I don't think he has to be the guy always getting to the quarterback. I think there's too many times where we have to typecast a guy of like, oh, he's a big defensive lineman. He needs to be a sacker. If he doesn't get to the quarterback, then cut his ass. Like that doesn't work.
Example, he just passed away, Steve McMichael. Great lineman. They look to him for sacks. He created piles, and Richard Dent got off the edge and made all the sacks. So you have a job to create that chaos in the middle of the field and let your guys make plays. Now, granted, he didn't have guys to make. He didn't have a Richard Dent around him, which most teams don't. But just you and Sweat just occupy the middle of that field and make people bounce outside, man. And you can change the game that way. So I'm not looking for him to get a bunch of sacks. I've never looked for a lineman to get a bunch. If you do it, it's great. Jarrell Casey was one of the best lineman sack guys I've ever seen. He was almost unblockable. Would get past his guy. Then one-on-one. I was like, why are you one-on-one blocking Jarrell Casey? And you get in the backfield and create havoc back there. So once you get a guy who can do that, you're good. Simmons is that guy. But, man, if you're going to keep doing this, send him up north to Daddy Mike. Let him have him.
615-737-1025. Again, we're at the Nashville Super Speedway today in advance of the Cracker Barrel 400 weekend, which gets underway tonight with the Rackley Roofing 200 NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race. Looking forward to that one. More coming up next. Dr. Crane, of course, is back at the Busy Bee Plumbing. We saw our guys from Busy Bee yesterday. The Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Game Nashville Studios, home of the $99 yearly Beehive membership, where the buzz, it's always about great service.
For sure.
with JC and the challenge to refine his body, Latham, was there a certain point during the season that you made that decision, or was that something just because I know you say you spoke to him at the end of the year? When did you kind of come to that conclusion?
Well, if you ask him, I'm sure he'll tell you the same thing. Probably about the second half of the year is when it started to catch up to him. I think he realized that, what maybe worked in college as far as his weight isn't going to work at this level. The athletes are too good, the speed, the power. You have to be in great shape to play at that level for 17 games, hopefully more. There's a body type that you have to be at, I think, to physically make it through that gauntlet of players you have to play against and the physicality of the position to maintain your ability to play at a level over 17 games. I think at the second half of the year, his weight caught up to him. He wasn't as good with his feet. He didn't finish the way he's capable of finishing. And I think he watches the tape, and I think you look back in hindsight and you realize that wasn't good enough. And credit to him for understanding and knowing and actively seeking to get himself in position to be where he is right now, which I think he's in great shape. He looks a lot different physically, but you got to make those decisions as a young player. You start to realize that maybe what you got away with before, you can't get away with at this level. You have to be on top of it. And being a pro at this level isn't just about how you perform on the field. It's how you take care of your body, how you recover, how you rest. Those are probably equally as important as the performance part, and you have to have those to be able to perform. So he really recognized it, realized the where he had to get better, and he attacked it, and he's put himself in a good position.
Titans head coach Brian Callahan talking about J.C. Latham and his weight loss. Chasing Big Joe live at the Nashville Super Speedway today, just moving right along. So Jim Wyatt also has an article on the Tennessee Titans website talking about this, that Latham last year, of course, was playing on the left side at left tackle. He said, quote, "I felt a lot heavier and slower towards the end of the year, and it was embarrassing for me." He did start all 17 games. He said, "That's when I had a talk with Bill Callahan, about the level and the standard that we want to play at, and I can hold myself to. I know I can play at." So his goal was to lose weight. He's listed at 6'6", 342 on the team's current roster sheet, and he said he ballooned to 365 to 370 towards the end of last year.
Good Lord.
He is now, according to Latham, at 337, which was below the team's goal of being at 340, 345. He wants to play at 325 in 2025.
How do you gain weight during the season?
I don't know.
My goodness. He looks great. He looks great. Now, they tried to convince us last year that he was their left tackle and all was well. So now he's at right tackle, and I get it. And so go to your position. Just be good. Just be good for this team to go that way. And look, the days of, we said this a long time ago, of the big, fat, sloppy offensive linemen are done.
Oh, yeah. No, a lot of these guys
are done.
I mean, are over – a lot of these guys are over 300 pounds, but, they're leaner.
Yeah.
I
remember looking at Roger Saffold a few years ago. I was like, this guy is a mountain.
Chiseled.
Mountain. And he's an offensive lineman, man. So, yeah, that's changed a long way. So, Latham looks great. And, look, Callahan had a good point, because you talk about when he's at Alabama, all right, you're playing with the best players in college football when he was at Alabama. So, sometimes you could slack on a play or two because you're playing – Mississippi State, sorry, Dr. Crane, but other teams, but you've got guys around you who are amazing. Now in the NFL, every player's good. So it's an adjustment big time. And the fact that they've got him to the right tackle and he knows what's going on, he's working hard. Perfect. Love it, man.
Here's J.C. Latham talking about his weight.
So what was the highest you got up to weight-wise? What are you now, and what do you hope to play at?
Yeah, I weighed in at 337 this morning. The highest was probably like 365, 370. So, yeah, I was really up there. It was bad.
Where you want to play at next year?
325. So,
okay.
I'm still in the process of losing probably like 12 more pounds. They wanted me at like 340, 345. So, I met that goal. But just looking at a lot of the top tackles in the league, majority of them are on like 320, 325 or anywhere less, depending on their play style. So, I know they wanted me at like 340, but I know we already talked about it. Just getting all the way to that 325 range is where I need to be.
So I'm curious, and maybe you can text the coach and ask him. And I know it might be a little different with college into the NFL, but 325. I mean, if they set the goal at 340, I mean that seems, a lot,
Right.
to get to 325. But is that kind of the standard? And he said he looked at other offensive linemen around the league. Obviously, he's moving to the right side. I'm curious of what others have been, that have played right tackle for the Titans. But 325, I mean, if he's lean and chiseled at 325, you'll take that.
Yeah. So he's massive. He's a massive dude. And if you can still move, have your quick feet at that side, it doesn't matter. I mean, some people are just God-given ability and height and strength and all that to go forward, and he's got that. So I got no problem with that. Just get better, improve. This is the biggest year. You will improve more from 1 to 2 than anything else that you got going on. So let him do that. But he's got to come and bring it every game like Callahan was talking about. I got no problem with Latham losing weight and being fit and chiseled.
The thing I like is that he recognized there was an issue and he did something about it. He didn't just, go, okay, whatever, wait around. Like, I like the initiative that this guy has shown, that he felt embarrassed. He felt like he wasn't playing his best,
Right.
and that the weight was affecting that. And the dude went and worked in the offseason and, did something about it. And when he sat down at our table last year, and I mean, we were like, this is a giant man.
Right.
But I think we both walked away very impressed by him, because you can tell that he gives a damn.
He wanted to work and wanted to soak up the knowledge. Perfect. This offensive line, it can be rebuilt and be better. This team's got a chance, but we have to see that first game in Denver. That's why that Denver game is so massively critical to this 2025 season. But you got some good guys there now with who's the left tackle, Roy Jones Jr. What's his name?
Now you just threw me off.
I forget his name.
Dr. Crane,
Dan Moore Jr.
Dan
Moore Jr.
All right, you just completely
Roy Jones Jr.
Dan Moore Jr. Skaronski,
Eric Connick Jr. What?
Cushenberry,
Robert Downey Jr.
Zeitler, and now
Dale
Latham.
Earnhardt Jr. What?
That could be a really good offensive line if Roy Jones Jr. plays well at left tackle and protects them. So
Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and your juniors.
Right. Junior Food Mart. Sorry about that. I'm still sounding like Miley Cyrus.
Junior Seau.
Keep the juniors going, right? Junior Johnson.
Junior Johnson is a good one.
Dale Jr.
I already said him.
Oh, my bad.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Oh.
There's one.
Remember what Kramer flipped in the air and went inside of the patient in the hospital room?
Was that John F. Kennedy Jr.?
No, it was Junior Mitts.
Oh, Junior Mitts. Yeah. That's right.
Flipped it up and went inside that guy. So all that. Chase, I didn't know. I forgot Yahoo Sports existed. I'm reading this. The top story on Yahoo Sports right now is Titans related, and you might like it.
Oh, boy. All right. We will do that coming up next. Again, live at the Nashville Super Speedway today. It's the Chase and Big Joe Show, presented by the Omni Nashville Hotel. Hey, tune in to 94.9 The Fan as the Nashville Sounds take on Indianapolis. Pregame at 5:50 and the first pitch at 6:05. Coverage also available on the Game Nashville app and at theGameNashville.com. Sounds Baseball is presented by Twin Peaks and Family Leisure. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game on this Friday at Nashville Super Speedway. The Cracker Barrel 400 is this weekend. You can hear the Rackley Roofing 200 pre-race at 6:30. They'll drop the green flag around 7 o'clock. That is going to be on 93.3 Totally Hits. We got Vanderbilt going on 102.5 The Game. Sounds at 94.9, so 93.3 Totally Hits. We'll have that race, and also Sports Talk 8:30. Our NASCAR covers this weekend. Presented by Green Trees. Green Trees Company is a family-owned cannabis company and dispensary located in Hendersonville in a new location in West Nashville and available online at greentreescompany.com.
I just bit into a biscuit that's got hot chicken in there, and I'm about to die.
Oh, that bad, huh?
I don't do hot.
I don't either.
I mean, it doesn't say anywhere that it's hot, and it's just like it's scorching hot.
Do you remember that when we did that hot chicken eating contest?
Oh yeah,
like that was the worst that I think I've ever had.
I
did try ghost pepper one time. The late great Dave Hull tricked me into that, and I wanted to kill him.
We did the hot chicken eating contest downtown, and I promise you, I sat in a creek for the next 2 weeks. It was awful.
Here's the thing, folks. For all you crazy, spicy people, the reason I don't like it is it hurts going in. It also hurts coming out.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. I'm going to take a break for an hour now.
Yeah, you need a minute?
Our good friend, remember who won that contest that day?
Melody Lade?
Yeah, the fantastic weather meteorologist. I was going to say weather lady. Meteorologist at Channel 4. Melody did a great job that day, and she just had no problem. Ate all the chicken. I'm like, there's no way. All right, anyway, I was just talking about, June 1st is a big deal because it's the final wave of free agency. And I was searching for Will Levis, and something popped up. No one's throwing Yahoo Sports, which I forgot existed. Will Levis named the top post-June 1 trade candidate. The story by Mike McCullough, I think his name is. Writing that if they trade Will Levis, it's a 1.6. They save 1.6. If they don't trade him or release him, they save $600,000. Tell you right now, folks, he's not getting traded. If I know you're going to cut somebody, I'll wait. I will wait and save and not have to give anything up, and I'll take your trash, which becomes my treasure. That's what I'm doing.
So you actually think they would cut him?
Not now.
We both okay.
If they get no value for him, they keep him.
All right, but yesterday we both were in agreement that we didn't think he'd be on the roster by the start of the regular season.
I think if you go into the preseason and say, I don't know, the Chargers backup quarterback gets hurt and they're like, hey, we need somebody. I think then there's value for Will Levis. Right now, there is no value for Will Levis amongst the 31 other teams. Zero.
Well, yeah, and I think what you got to watch is you got to watch New Orleans. I mean, if they go into training camp, mini camp might tell you some stuff too. Because, if you get into mini camp when it's a little more competitive and you're New Orleans and you're sitting there going, we got 4 guys on our roster and they all suck.
How dare you put down Spencer Rattler? How dare you?
Yeah. Tyler Shook. I mean, yeah.
But
they're all the same.
Right.
But at the same time, I could argue that Will Levis is just another one of those guys.
Okay. Somebody's got to start for him.
But they might go, Levis has won games. I mean, we can fix. Remember, every coach in the National Football League has an ego.
Right.
And they all think that they're smarter than the other coach and that they can fix a guy.
But I think if you go through 2 preseason games, Will Levis has played, he did the joint practices, and he's doing good. Word gets out around the league quickly. Everybody talks that damn NFL executives and GMs and scouts are worse than a typing pool at the corporate office. They talk nonstop. So if Will Levis comes out and he's on fire those 1 or 2 games, Cam Ward's your guy. Look, remember Billy Volek in 2006? Yeah. I mean, Billy Volek was expendable.
There's some other
things but if
too.
Billy Volek they had value for him. They could give him away, and Billy Volek went to the Chargers, and that was the end of that. But Will Levis right now has no value. If you're going to cut him, then pick him up. I'm not giving you a 7th rounder for that. I know you're going to cut the guy.
I'm with you, but I do think that the values change, the mindset of teams change as things go along. I mean, Pittsburgh is sitting there waiting on Aaron Rodgers, when a lot of people think they should be focused on Kirk Cousins and calling the Falcons and seeing the thing. Because that, I think, is another domino that's going to fall post June 1st is something with Kirk Cousins.
But why did they already pay him $10 million?
I don't know.
And by the way, Aaron Rodgers.
I think that GM's trying to get fired.
Well, he's doing a good job of it. If hold on a second.
I can tell you, I'm
I'm
just going to say this right now. If I'm Atlanta, what I would do if this year doesn't go well. By the way, side note, if you look over at the NASCAR on Prime set, I think George Kittle's running cable for them right now.
Looks like Jack Black was getting the pyrotechnics earlier.
But anyway, if things don't go well for them, I think they fire their GM. I would totally hire John Robinson.
I think you need to be John Robinson's agent.
I would love to be John Robinson's agent
and get him a job.
I would love to help John get a job.
I think what did Aaron Rodgers say about New Orleans?
Yeah, I think Aaron Rodgers is watching what's happening in Minnesota.
Okay, here it is. Aaron Rodgers stated he's not interested in playing for the Saints. When asked in a recent interview about playing for the Saints, he replied no, and then added that he doesn't want to live in Louisiana, implying his preference not to play there. He also joked that he's too old to be playing in New Orleans. Look, brother, you just got some sort of voodoo spell on you now. You don't talk bad about New Orleans.
No,
you just don't talk bad about New Orleans, man.
I just do not get how that guy thinks sometimes. I really don't. I really don't get how that guy thinks.
That just shows you on a planet of 6 billion people, there's maybe 8 good quarterbacks.
It's almost like he knows, hey, I'm good. I'm going to go to Pittsburgh. But as Charles Robinson said yesterday when he was on with Robbie and Rexroad, that there is a feeling that he's going to watch what happens in minicamp with Minnesota, and if they're a little unsure on McCarthy, then he thinks Minnesota could come back around and be interested in Rodgers.
I wouldn't want
Does he want to be Brett Favre, basically?
Right. I don't want a guy who's holding my team hostage, man. I don't want to do that. And so Aaron Rodgers is that guy that could do all that. And, it'd have been fun had he come here. We talked about that back in March and all that. But why do you want the headache, man?
Yeah.
Mike Tomlin's better than that. Arthur Smith's better than that.
I agree. But
who would you rather have, Kirk Cousins or Aaron Rodgers?
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, all day.
Right now, Kirk Cousins.
Kirk's
2 years ago, Aaron Rodgers.
Kirk's never done anything.
No.
Isn't that crazy?
I know.
Has he won one playoff game, I think?
Something like
you
that.
Like that?
But
Chase, you like that?
You like that? But he's been in the league. Coming up next, we're going to talk to Matt Greci, the GM of the Nashville Super Speedway, as they get ready for a big NASCAR weekend. That's all ahead here on Chasing Big Joe. The PFL World Championship semifinals are Thursday, June 12th at Municipal Auditorium, and you can be there. Text in the keyword MATCH, M-A-T-C-H, to 615-737-1025 now to be entered to win a pair of VIP ringside tickets. Visit pflmma.com/schedule for more details. Hour number 2, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3, The Game here on this Friday. Live at the Nashville Super Speedway, Cracker Barrel 400 weekend coming up. And it all gets started tonight. The Rackley Roofing 200 Craftsman Truck Series race. We're really looking forward to that. Tennessee Lottery 250 Xfinity Series race tomorrow night. And then Sunday night, of course, the Granddaddy, the Cracker Barrel 400 will get underway. Matt Greci joins us now, the GM of the Nashville Super Speedway. And Matt, it's a beautiful day. Track's looking great. I know you are excited for this weekend.
We are. Thanks for having me. And thanks for coming out. We can't wait for our 5th annual NASCAR Triple Header Race Weekend. Team's been preparing all year round, and I think we got all the weather out here, and it's going to be a beautiful weekend.
Joe and I, you can tell by looking at us, like to eat. And so when we found out Cracker Barrel was going to be the title sponsor, that got us really excited. And it just fits. Being based in Lebanon, and everybody that's from the South knows Cracker Barrel. How did that all come about, and how excited are you to have Cracker Barrel as the title sponsor of the Cup race?
Super excited. They've been a great partner thus far, and we're only about 6 weeks into the partnership. And you'll see them in the fan zone activating, and maybe get some biscuits out there. So if you need some food, that's a good place to go visit. But they've been great. They're 8 miles from us here. Their headquarters, store number 1, right down the road. And for us to have them as our Cracker Barrel 400 race partner, and it's across the board. It's all of our Speedway Motorsports races. So we've got 15 on the schedule, and for us to activate with Cracker Barrel and hopefully drive some traffic to them and make sure people are welcome and feel at home when they go to their store and feel at home when they come to the racetrack with us too. So it's a multi-year agreement, and we couldn't be more proud.
I haven't walked over to see the ball field to see the logo, but that's what I've been really excited about, because it's just, I know it's going to be cool to see that. So once I walk over there, but going to be neat.
It's neat. It's seeing their billboard outside of turn 3, and their logos on the ball field, the gold bean standing out. Everybody knows the brand, and for it to be our title partner for our Cup Series race is something that we're excited for years to come, and hopefully it's a long-standing agreement.
Matt Greci's with us, the GM of the National Super Speedway. This is a traveling massive road show, because when I pull up this morning, you see all the haulers and then the sponsors and other things. I'm fascinated by this, how it comes in and out, and everything seems to work great.
Yeah, there's over 225 transporters to execute a NASCAR weekend with all 3 series between the teams, the series, the broadcast, the merchandise trailers that are out front. Over 225 trailers for it to execute. It is a traveling circus for 38 weeks out of the year, and it stands up and stands down. And come Monday, Tuesday, it doesn't even seem like it happened, but for 3 days here, we are the focal point for the NASCAR world, and for Middle Tennessee, it's super proud.
I love it. I think it's beautiful, the action, the activity. I mean, this is what you live for. How important is it? Because I'm in the media center, and there's 30, 40 people in there. You got the pyro guys out here putting everything up. You got the Amazon Prime guys. How important is it that everybody is on the exact same page?
It's really important. I mean, there's so many movements to a weekend. You got the competition aspect, you've got the broadcast aspect, you got the fan aspect, and it's all got to work together. We want the fans to have an enjoyable time. We want the teams and drivers to have an enjoyable time, because it's all word of mouth. We want everybody to come back and have a good time and go to another NASCAR race. So communication is paramount for us to do it internally and externally to all the fans, but also our staff. We've got to bring in outside vendors and part-time staff, and we've got to communicate with them. And for it to all work seamlessly, we're going to step into first race day here with Rackley Roofing 200. Truck series are already loaded in, but it's a coordinated effort to just get the haulers in.
Right.
And that takes communication and planning, and make sure we get them in efficiently so they can get through tech inspection and on the racetrack. So it's all a trickle-down effect, and really, we'll start planning for next year's race right now.
Oh my goodness! It's night races are beautiful. You see them on TV, but I'm telling you, a night race here is almost perfect.
Well, the concrete surface, I think, really does it. So biggest concrete racetrack that we've got on the circuit at 1 1/3 miles, and when it's under the lights, it just kind of glistens and really lights up. So all 3 of our races, Rackley Roofing 200, Tennessee Lottery 250, and Cracker Barrel 400, all underneath the lights. And if you've never seen a night race, it's what you want to see.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so tickets, limited availability for Sunday. NashvilleSuperspeedway.com, 1-866 race ticks. If you haven't made the decision yet, you need to do it quick, right?
Do it quick for Sunday. Absolutely. Cracker Barrel 400. We've got limited opportunities, but yeah, give us a call at 1-866 race ticks. But also, we've got great racing tonight for the Rack of the Roof and 200. Kyle Busch is going to race, the winningest Craftsman Truck Series driver in the history. He'll be behind the wheel, and Corey Heim's been on fire, so see if they can battle it out. And then tomorrow for Tennessee Lottery 250, Ross Chastain, coming off the heels of his Coca-Cola 600 race win. He'll be behind the wheel on Saturday and then back behind the wheel for the Cracker Barrel 400. They're both looking to do the double. Maybe they can get a Les Paul Gibson custom guitar in Victory Lane.
Nice. Do you have a cot in your office?
Limited sleep so far, but that's why this is exciting. This is what we work up to year round, and yeah, I can get by.
You've been in this for a while. Is there one like celebrity that pops up and you've done this? Not necessarily here, but like, holy cow, that's so and so. Because he was talking about, you see Michael Jordan's a team owner, so you expect him to see here. But if I saw Michael Jordan, I'd fall over. I mean, it's Michael Jordan, but I'm sure you see people that love the sport that aren't really talk about it all the time.
Yeah, we're in Nashville, and we've got some great stars that have been with us to help us execute pre-race and do all that. Luke Combs was a great one last year, and he loves the sport. I think having him, and we're gonna hopefully announce a couple of our dignitaries for Sunday's Cracker Barrel 400, honorary pace car, and our Grand Marshal in a day or two, and we'll get those out. So follow us on our socials. All that will get announced, and how enjoyable it is. And we always see people in the Nashville market that just show up and walk around because they want to see the NASCAR race.
Right.
Sometimes we don't even know they're coming. There's been many of those. Hardy a couple of years ago did it, and then finally we invited him back last year to be the Grand Marshal, but he showed up unannounced 2 years ago, and I think that's a great thing about the Nashville market too.
Let me tell you, nobody's listening to this show but us three. So if you want to tell us who the Grand Marshal is, well, it's just between us. We'll keep it on the down low.
I bet you would.
Right?
Yeah. We're buttoning some things up, so I would say in the next couple hours we're going to announce our honorary car driver.
Looking forward to that. And again, tonight, the Craftsman Truck Series race, you mentioned it, Kyle Busch is going to be in that for Spire Motorsports. He's run a handful of races. And look, if you watch Malcolm in the Middle, like I did growing up, Frankie Muniz is going to be there.
Frankie, yeah. I know he's going to be joining us in the fan.
He's a driver now, yeah.
Yeah, he's been driving.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's a full-time Truck Series driver.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and he's filming, I think, for a relaunch of Malcolm in the Middle.
He is.
So he's going back and forth from Craftsman Truck Series races, and then I think they're filming in Canada, so he is back and forth. His schedule is probably the busiest out of any driver right now. But he'll be joining us in the fan zone for some Q&As. We've got a chocked full fan zone out there with everything, but our driver appearance lineup is probably the best it's ever been. So follow us on our socials. All that information is out there as far as our entertainment schedule and getting your value or your ticket prior to the race.
Yeah, great. I think I'm doing a Q&A with Kyle Larson on Sunday. I really don't know what to talk about with him. He's not been in the news or anything lately.
Never.
So
yeah, he doesn't race. He doesn't race very much. So whether it's dirt and IndyCar and everything else that he's doing, I think you'll have plenty to talk about. But that's another one. Pre-race track access pass. See our pre-race concert act. See the drivers up close and personal. Q&As prior to them getting announced on stage, and then we're gonna fire off the Cracker Barrel 400.
And then we have S.J. McDonald, who won the Rising Star.
Next Rising Star, S.J. McDonald will be our pre-race concert act on Sunday. Some driver appearances with Q&As with Chase here, and then driver introductions, and we're gonna wave that green flag.
Love it.
You may not know the answer to this yet, but I kind of think it's cool following Memorial Day and the Coke 600 and the Indy 500, and then this being the first stop after that. Obviously, the race was later in June, end of June, the last few years. Now it's beginning of June. I think that's neat.
Yeah, historically, it's been a little bit later in the calendar, and we were, Middle Tennessee can be a little bit warmer as we get out there. So, we lobbied with NASCAR and broadcast and try to get a little bit earlier, right after Memorial Day. That racing schedule is huge, and for us to follow that is tremendous. And seeing Prime video broadcast was great to come on board, and they're with us this weekend. We like the race. The weather forecast for this weekend is enjoyable temperatures, and we can't wait to welcome everybody here.
With Prime being here, that means Dale Earnhardt Jr. is going to be here too. Even though he's not a driver anymore, I feel like any track that can say he's in the building, that still has some pull.
Oh, absolutely. And I thought they did a great job on the broadcast. Steve Letarte and Adam Alexander. And we actually have all three of them planned to be out in the fan zone at the Echo Park Speedway Experience on Sunday at 1:30. They're going to be out there recording a live podcast of Dale Jr. Download with us. So Dale's going to be out there in the fan zone. You want to get here early, please do. You'll see him up close and personal before he calls the entire race.
And John Roberts is going to do, he and his crew are going to do Trackside Live, which is a fun show.
Yeah, we've got a great driver lineup. Like I said, just follow us on our socials. We've got all those calendars out there, NashvilleSuperspeedway.com. You can see everything you can do on property at our channels.
Matt, thanks so much for doing this. It's good to see you. We're excited for this weekend. Obviously, we'll probably run into each other quite a bit, but enjoy race weekend.
Thank you guys for being here. And yeah, super excited for our 5th annual NASCAR triple header weekend, and hope everybody enjoys it.
Amen,
Absolutely.
brother.
Matt Greci, the GM of the Nashville Super Speedway, with us. We'll have more coming. Chasing Big Joe, presented by the Omni Nashville Hotel, 1025, 1063 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game on this Friday. Hanging out here at the Nashville Super Speedway as the Craftsman Truck Series teams are loaded in, and the Xfinity teams will come in basically when we get off the air.
Okay.
So,
all right. Listen,
just talked to our buddy Paul from Big Machine Racing. So,
when I pulled here today, and like Matt was talking about, and you see the traveling circus that it is, I'm telling you, man.
Security was tight today, too.
It was really tight.
They did not want to let us in.
Chaser got out. I was like, "Do you know who I am?" And she's like, "Yeah, I do. I don't care." So, but you walk in, I saw the first trailer I saw was Bubba Wallace's, right?
Yeah.
And so there's the jump man, right? I mean, on the back of the truck, I'm like, it's Michael Jordan. So it's just see all of this, man, and I'm fascinated how it goes from track to track to track and everything, pretty flawless. I mean, it's just an amazing thing to see. So, but I'm telling you,
He's
night
got
race.
4 cars entered for Sunday.
Jordan does?
Yeah. Yeah, he's running 4 this week. Bubba in the 23, Riley Herbst in the 35, Tyler Reddick in the 45, and then Corey Heim, who's going to run the truck race tonight, will also be in the 67 as a part-time team.
You remember Last Dance, who he said was the greatest trash talker?
Who did he say was a great him?
But another guy that you would not expect.
I don't remember.
Larry Bird.
Larry Bird. Oh yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm with Larry Bird Sunday. You're with Jordan.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I'm hosting an event with Larry Bird on Sunday. You'll be at the track all week with Michael Jordan.
Yep.
So very cool, man. But I don't know. You've seen him at the track, right? Where's the first time you saw Michael Jordan out here?
Daytona. Oh, here
Yeah.
was it may not have been the first year. I think it was the second year. Whenever 2311 started, I can't remember.
Were you like, oh my gosh? Or
was
that the Daytona part of that?
No, I think here was actually the first time I saw him, and then Daytona. It was funny because I had heard he was here, and then I see him from like where I'm sitting to Victory Lane is how far away I was from him.
30 yards.
And 9-year-old Chase kind of came out.
Oh, I'm sure.
Of just like, that's one of the first sports stars that like I ever just was in awe over.
Yeah.
So, and there were a ton of us that are like my age that were kind of that way, like, holy cow, that's Michael freaking Jordan.
Just imagine. I mean, he can't
That's
go
the
anywhere.
greatest basketball player of all time.
Preach, brother. Preach.
I mean, like, it just it was so cool to see.
Yeah, I mean, it's Jordan now. I mean, he's out here, and I saw one time when the Indy race was here. I was in the bathroom next to at the urinal next to Gene Simmons because he's a big IndyCar guy, and I'm you don't make eye contact. I'm sitting there and I see this massive dude come into my right. And I just kind of glance over. I'm like, holy cow, it's Gene Simmons.
So
we're at the urinal together.
I'm glad you brought that up because I kind of thought when we were talking about Michael Jordan with Matt, in my head, I'm like, my luck, I'm going to go into the bathroom and he's going to walk in after me. And that's going to be my interaction with him is in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Like, what, do you say anything? Like, you're obviously both there for a reason.
Yeah, right?
Do you like go, what's up, MJ? Like, or do you wait? Or, I mean, like, I don't know. Usually, like, when I'm in the bathroom, it's straightforward and like no talk and just you get in, get out.
But is there a policy
But it's Michael Jordan
of no pictures? I mean, he's got to know that.
Well,
right?
I'm not going to take a picture of the bathroom.
No, when he walks out the door.
Yeah, no, I can't ask for that.
No, I mean, I wouldn't either. Not in that situation. We ended up doing an interview with Gene Simmons when he came out. I said, hey, I'm with the TV crew. He's like, yeah. He talked for about 20 seconds and talked about how much he loved Nashville and IndyCar racing, and then walked off. I'm like, that's Gene Simmons.
So a funny story, because I don't, like I'm working, so I don't ask for pictures and stuff like that. I took a picture with Bill Lee, Governor Bill Lee, like the first year, because he asked me to do it.
Oh, really?
He was like, let's get a picture.
Oh, my goodness.
I think it might have been a campaign year.
Right? Getting it done?
I was like,
were you like, okay, Mr. Lee?
I was like, sure. I mean, I'm not going to say no to a governor.
You're like that nervous guy on The Simpsons that's always talking to me. He's like, hello, would you like fries with that?
Hello, Mr. Werner. Would you like to come on?
Who's the, all right, being out here, not owner wise, but you talk about Malcolm in the middle.
Yeah, Frankie Muniz.
I mean, that's Bryan Cranston was his dad.
I know.
So, but like, who have you seen out here to be like, why are you here?
No,
Anybody?
because I know he likes to he got into this a few years ago.
But no, who have you seen out here kind of like, oh, that's so and so, or oh, that guy?
Oh, yes. So the first year Derrick Henry was here, and like I saw him and said hi and everything. We talked for a second. Who was it? There was another NFL player that I was kind of like.
Wait, Alvin Kamara last year was out here.
Alvin Kamara. Well, no, that was that year. Alvin Kamara has been here, but he's into it. Bernard Pollard's into racing. Who was the other? There was another player that was with Derrick. He went to Alabama, and it was very random. I was like that's a random.
Who knows? Yeah, right.
I can't remember, but yeah, I mean, like there's because the thing is, so many of those guys live here, and we don't know it.
Yeah.
That they show up at things like that. Pitbull, I mean, but he owned a team at the time.
Is he come back this year?
No, he doesn't own the team anymore.
Oh man,
so I don't think he's coming.
Short steps, long vision, baby.
Yeah, he was just kind of an investor for a while.
Okay,
but yeah, I don't know. I mean,
so
you never
Jordan's
know who
got 4 drivers Sunday night.
Mm-hmm.
Wow,
with Denny Hamlin. Yep, is the part. I will tell you, doing the announcements on the stage. That's when I because I'll get the script and I go, wait, he's here? And I have to announce it. Like Seamus showed up one year.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Like, what's up, fella? He always says fella, but yeah.
So are you nervous about? I mean, I just put a picture out for the grandstand. I mean, 40,000 people there.
No, I mean, the first year I about peed myself. I mean, because it was the first time doing it. Especially, but I had the truck race, and then it was kind of the build up. Now, not really. No, I just kind of go do it. It's kind of like the first time I did the radio.
Right.
Like I was scared to death.
Yeah, you were.
And then,
Then you got to the point where I don't care.
Right.
You do that. So what is your job Sunday?
I will know a little bit more of that after 1:00 today.
Okay.
But I think because they do this whole production thing for driver intros for the Cup Series, so I probably won't do driver intros, but I think I do everything else.
And that would be
like introducing Matt Greci, introducing the Grand Marshal, introducing, any dignitaries that are here and stuff like that. And then they put a guy on stage that does all the driver stuff.
Who does? Gentlemen, start your engines.
I will introduce that person. So that's the cool part where, because I'll always get texts from people like, now it's on Prime, that Prime will cut to the PA announcer. And last week they said the name of the PA announcer, so I'm hoping they say my name. That would be kind of cool.
Here's
and
Chase
I know
McCabe.
and Adam Alexander is somebody that I've met over the years, who's the play-by-play for Prime. But it'll say, and now, or I'll say, and now for the most famous words in motorsports, here is Joe Dubin.
Oh yeah,
to deliver, or all that stuff.
Yeah. But their engine's already started, right?
Nope.
They push the button.
Yep.
What was Ryan Blaney talking about? Going to when do you go to the bathroom before that?
So the anthem. So I introduce the anthem singer. Singer comes out, does the anthem, Home of the Brave, and then bam, they all go to the bathroom.
Okay.
So they'll put some porta johns on pit road, or they have the bathrooms right here.
Okay.
So it is a mass boom, because you got basically, I don't know if it's quite 10 minutes between the end of the anthem and the command, but you got a little time.
Okay.
Because used to, back in the old days, the driver was already in the car. They do the anthem, then the command.
Right.
But they wanted the drivers, post 9/11, they wanted the drivers to be out of the cars.
No problem with that.
For the anthem. So they do that, and then they go get in the car, get strapped in and all that stuff. And then there's the command. The last thing I do before I go back up to the booth is, and now for the most famous words in motorsports.
Then what do? You hop in a golf cart and haul butt?
I either hop in a golf cart and they take me over, or I run across the track and I'll run up the grandstands into the concourse to take the elevator up. Tonight and tomorrow it's easier because the stage will be on the front stretch. So literally I just turn around and walk up.
Okay.
On Sunday they do it on pit road.
Nice. You see all the luxury boxes they're putting up I'm telling you, man, this is an amazing thing to see to come together.
Oh yeah, it's a it's a production.
So you're not pronouncing drivers' names, so you're good.
I am for Truck Series and Xfinity Series, I believe.
And Truck is tonight.
Yes.
I like the truck race. It's fun because they don't care.
So here, Nashville. Here's my question, because the first few years that I did this, I would, get to a certain driver and be like, from Las Vegas, Nevada, and then I would start to hear the boos because I knew who it was, Kyle Busch. But I don't think he's booed as much anymore.
Why not?
Yeah, it's just it's like wrestling. He's not the bad guy anymore.
Who's the bad guy in NASCAR?
Denny Hamlin was up there.
And not bad guy. I put air quotes.
Yeah, like the one that people don't really like that much. I would say Bubba kind of plays that role. Denny plays that role. Kyle, to an extent, still has it. Joey Logano a little bit. Those are probably the ones. But look, you need those guys. You need personality.
Right, you do.
I mean, it's a good thing.
So let me ask you this. Will there ever be anybody close to Dale Earnhardt Sr.?
No.
Not even 1% of what he was. Has anybody ever come close?
Yeah, his son.
Okay.
But, I mean, Chase Elliott's NASCAR. Now, here's the other thing. Dale Earnhardt was never NASCAR. He was only the most popular driver when he passed away. Like, he didn't really win that award a lot.
Right.
But, like, you would enjoy watching the Earnhardt documentary on Prime, because one of the latest episode kind of talks about how he created his own, like, marketing business. And basically he kind of looked at it as, why would I want to give some of the money to a third party to sell my stuff? I'm going to sell my own stuff and own my brand. And so, like, his signature, he trademarked, like, that's his. That's
good.
Or Teresa's now, I guess. But, so he took control of all that stuff. I mean, he was a really smart businessman. And look, I'll credit Teresa, and, the kids do this too. Teresa had a lot to do with that as well. And helping him kind of identify his brand, but he was one of the first to do that. And then everybody kind of followed suit. Like,
so why was he so revered? Because he was like that dude that works at the oil change shop. I mean, he's that guy.
He was a guy that you never looked at him as, oh, this guy's got millions and millions of dollars, even though he did, because he was going to show up in, blue jeans and a work shirt and go out and cut the grass and the fields and all that stuff.
It never changed.
He never changed. He never forgot who he was. And then on the racetrack, he was just a badass. I mean, like, there's no other way to describe it. Like, if you were in his way, you were going to get out of his way one way or another. And, like, there were people that didn't like that.
Darrell Waltrip.
Yeah, but Darrell, they became great friends, and Darrell's in the documentary talking about it of, like, he was gonna win. Like, if he had to move you, he would move you. If he had to wreck you, he would wreck you. And you knew that.
Does anybody do that today? Or is it all everybody's too nice?
Yeah, no. I mean, there are some, but it's also just a different time. I mean, that's why nobody will come close, because I just don't think they'll allow it. I mean, some of the stuff he put in, he got fines and, all that stuff, but he didn't care. Like, if he won, he didn't care.
Right.
And I mean, he said that. He's like, look, I don't have anything against these guys personally, but when we're on the racetrack, I'm going to beat your ass.
So let me ask you this. When he passed away, I've read this, he wasn't doing what Dale Sr. got him. Like, was he not protecting his cars?
Yes.
Okay.
He was he was not going for the win. He wanted Michael, who was kind of like a son to him, and Dale Jr., who obviously was his son. He wanted one of them to win.
And those were his two cars.
Yeah, two of his three.
Which baffled me, because then he drove for a whole nother company.
Correct, which is what Denny Hamlin's doing now. So Denny Hamlin drives for Joe Gibbs, and then he's the co-owner of 2311 with Jordan.
That's just, okay. All right. Whatever works for you.
Yep. So, but yeah, the Earnhardt documentary is awesome. It's really, really cool. Kenny the mailman has been waiting patiently, has a question on Vandy. What's up?
Hello, good friends. Listen,
How are
y'all were talking about meeting famous people. I am so excited. You remember that TV show Saved by the Bell?
Yes.
I remember
Yep.
I found out the other day what Screech is up to. Remember Screech on that show?
I do.
I'll tell you what he's up
Yeah.
to. Isn't he pushing daisies, right?
No,
No.
he's hosting a radio program on your show from 2 to 6. And the reason I say that, I tuned in the other day and Screech Stillman, he was saying, "Oh, Vandy's exceeded to the top. They're doing so great, but they've come from the bottom. They've reinvented themselves. They went away and they're back." And what I do, I usually go back to the record book. I don't really go by what anybody says. And I scratch my head because it says they've been to 19 straight NCAA tournaments. Does that mean they went away for a while? If you compare that, SEC, Kentucky's the big basketball power. They hadn't been to 19 straight tournaments. So
Right.
you're not going to win the tournament every year, but if you go 19 straight times, I think you're doing pretty well.
I would 100% agree with you. Thanks for the call, Kenny.
Hey, y'all have a great day.
You too. Yeah, I mean, and look, they get underway today, 4:45 pregame with Andrew Allegretta and company here on 102.5, 106.3 The Game. So looking forward to as they get ready to start the regionals against Wright State.
Should be fun, man.
Faux show.
Faux show.
We will continue coming up next here on the Chasing Big Joe show live at the Nashville Super Speedway. And Dr. Crane, of course, is at the Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Game Nashville Studios, home of the $99 yearly Beehive membership, where the buzz is always about great service.
Singles life is great, Homer. I can do whatever I want. Today I drank a beer in the bathroom.
The one down the hall.
Yeah, and another great thing, you get your own bed. I sleep in a racing car. Do you?
I sleep in a big bed with my wife.
Oh, yeah.
Another classic Simpsons moment.
Poor Kirk.
And remember, he had a CD. Can I borrow a feeling?
What is ex-wife dating? Not the Duff Man. Who is she dating?
No, I forget who is. But he's like the big muscular guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dolph? No.
No, I don't think it was a regular character.
Shout out
It
to
was just
Vingham
some-
for that, by the way. The music
That's
pairing.
a good one. Oh yeah, no, I like it. That's good. That's good. Well done. Live today at the Nashville Super Speedway NASCAR weekend. Looking forward to that. I will be out here running around all weekend. So if you're here and you see me, say hi.
Hey man,
love
what's
that.
going on?
Oh, not a whole lot. Just running around.
What's happening?
I'm gonna get my steps in this weekend and probably get a tan. So it'll be good.
Good. Tans are good, man. It's all right. You get a little color to you, make you look good, man. That's fine. You have a good time.
Will you be
can
signing
I-
autographs, Chase?
Yeah, I mean, not officially. If somebody asks, sure, I will.
Highly recommend.
Would you like an autograph? Would you like an autograph, Dr. Crane?
I would on a nice poster.
Okay. All right, we'll work on that. We do need to get we need to make up posters, like maybe that picture of the three of us where we're looking at Dr. Crane like we just brought him home.
Oh yeah.
Like we should do that.
We got people laughing at Kitty the Mailman calling Stillman Screech.
that was pretty funny.
But I'm pretty sure Screech passed away, right? The Dustin Diamond, the actor, I'm pretty sure he passed away.
Yes.
Yes,
Did he?
Yes.
2021.
2021, yeah. It's sad, Remember when Jesse was taking energy pills?
Yeah.
Then they had to do intervention with her?
Yeah.
There
was some powerful episodes of that show. Like there was one where I forget which character it was, made friends with a girl, and it turns out her and her dad were homeless, and I think it was a Christmas episode, and they helped him out. Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, look,
Saved by the Bell.
Great,
That's right.
Great theme too.
Mr. Belding's from Chattanooga. Do you know that?
I did not know that.
He became a weirdo on Twitter, and everybody kind of blocked him. Dennis Haskins.
Yep.
I'm really stoked about Frankie Muniz, man.
Yeah.
Knock him in the middle.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
He's raced the ARCA series and now trucks.
Is he any good?
Not really.
Watch him win
Not
first
yet.
down Rackley.
Yeah, watch him win tonight. I heard you say it wasn't very good. Like, well, you proved me wrong.
Yeah, right. Oh, I just think he's doing it. It's not like a joke. I mean, he's actually doing it and been in the circuit for a while, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's putting the work in and everything. So,
oh, by the way, they are. There's rumor has it that Tom Cruise is doing a Days of Thunder 2.
I would
like. There's a script that's already been done, and now they're tweaking it, and they could start.
I'm okay with it because it's been so long since the first one that I mean, Days of Thunder is one of the most quotable movies of all time if you're a racing fan.
Yeah.
I mean, like John Roberts and I were quoting it the other night of, like my favorite line in the whole movie is Harry comes on the radio and goes, "Cole, I want you to go up and I want you to hit the pace car."
Right. Yeah.
And he goes, "What?" He goes, "I want you to hit the pace car." "What for?" "Because you've hit every other thing out there. I want you to be perfect."
And so if they do it now, they could bring back most of that cast. Robert Duvall's still alive.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he could make an appearance.
John C. Reilly's in that movie.
John C. Reilly's in it.
The guy who
is Rowdy?
He plays in The Walking Dead and Guardians of the Galaxy.
What's his name?
Was in JFK.
He was in JFK. That is right. Michael Rooker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got his arm cut off in The Walking Dead because he got chained to the roof.
Yeah, Michael Rooker. Yeah, I mean,
well, one person who won't be back in the movie.
Nicole Kidman will probably not.
She would not be back in there. She's like, "I'm good. Y'all let me know how it goes. Y'all take care."
Yeah. I mean, let's see.
So it would be kind of like
who was the car owner? That was
Randy Quaid.
Randy Quaid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fred Dalton Thompson passed away, so he wouldn't be back as the NASCAR boss. But
Oh yeah, he was basically Bill France.
Yep.
Yep.
So it'd be kind of like Top Gun when he came back as kind of a mentor to the young pilots and all the things like that. And so I could see that being
How do you say this? His last
Carrie
name?
Elves.
Elves. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was in it.
He's also that's the guy from The Princess Bride, man.
Yep.
Because he speaks with a British accent. And you're like, what? Yeah.
Yeah, you could definitely bring.
So what
a
would
lot of
be?
people
I know we
back.
have to break real quick, but what would be the storyline?
I don't know. I think at this point, because I mean, Cruz is like in his 60s. Like, is he a owner?
It's got to be something, and maybe his
mentor or
his
something?
driver. I got it. Go over the championship. His driver dies. And he's got to get in the car.
And he races.
Yeah, but
One
he's
more
got.
time.
But he's got pride. He has one of the greatest lines in a movie I've ever heard. When she's checking him for concussion and says, "You can't race," he tells her, he said, "Claire, I'm more afraid of being a nobody than I am of being hurt." That is a powerful line.
Oh yeah.
So we
Yep.
just got Tom. You're welcome. You can let us know if you need any more script revisions. We're good with all that. Oh man.
Oh well, now you got me wanting to go watch Days of Thunder.
Right.
Coming up next, we'll tell you what day it is and celebrity birthdays, as we always do. And Nashville's best deal is 312 Pizza Company in Germantown. 312 Pizza Company serves the best pizza in town, as well as Chicago-style eats like Chicago dogs, Italian beef sandwiches, and more. Just head to theGameNashville.com/deals to get half off a $30 gift card to 312 Pizza Company while supplies last. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game here on this Friday. Yes, little Days of Thunder bringing us back. You know, funny, there's a Nashville connection to that movie.
There is. I got one, but mine's not as important as yours. Go ahead.
Well, besides Fred Thompson, the Nashville connection is Hendrick Motorsports supplied the cars for that movie, and they actually entered real races to get shots of the cars in the race. One of the drivers was Bobby Hamilton.
That's right. That is right.
The late, great Bobby Hamilton. So there you go. With that, let's get to what day is it and celebrity birthdays. Brought to you by Jarrett Companies, Inc. All of your commercial construction needs under one roof. JarrettCompaniesInc.com. Above and beyond industry standards. Dr. Crane, take it away.
All right, gentlemen. First on the list, we have European Neighbors Day. So shout out to your European neighbors, I guess. Next one we have is Loomis Day. Let's see. My bucket's got a hole in it day. Yikes. National Creativity Day. Well, you might want to be creative with that hole in your bucket. National Heat Awareness Day is today.
Lord.
And
Dr. Crane.
Yes.
Dr. Crane.
Yes.
This is a family show.
Well, I mean,
We have
listen.
families listen to this.
If there is a hole in the bucket, you might want to fix it. That's all I'm saying.
Yep. It'll leak out. You don't want that.
You don't want to build a sandcastle with a hole in it, do you? I don't think so.
Will you really quick go back? What is Loomis Day? Is that the bank people, the like Brinks truck?
It's showing a picture of a radio, Joe, so I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not
All
too
right.
sure. National Mint Julep Day. So nice little mint julep.
Nice.
Water a Flower Day. Yeah, water a flower. That's nice. And
Good. I'll do that to Chase when we're off air.
oh, okay. Yeah.
It's a delicate flower.
I'll grow.
Hopefully it doesn't have a hole in the bottom of it so the water doesn't fall out. And to wrap it up, we have World MS Day. So there you go.
Okay.
Well done.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's good.
All right. All right. Time for celebrity birthdays. Got to get these within two. This is always a fun show. All right. Let's do birthdays here. Our first birthday on May 30th. Chaser, she lives in Franklin, Tennessee. How old is Winona Judd?
Winona, 63.
69.
61. Chaser's on the board. Well done, Chase. Next up is singer Idina Menzel. Remember, he's the one that John Travolta butchered her name?
Yes, he did.
She the
She did
Frozen girl?
Yeah, the Let It Go, right?
Yeah.
52.
58.
54. Chaser up 2-0. Be careful, Dr. Crane. Chase is an element out here at the Speedway. Rapper, singer CeeLo Green.
48.
42.
50. Chaser popping the outside corner up 3-0. All right. Ned Ryerson. Today's his birthday. From Groundhog Day. Actor Stephen Tobolowsky. Ned Ryerson?
72.
71.
74. Chaser popping the outside. Up 4-0. The guy that looks just like Greg Pogue from Star Trek. Greg Pogue from Star Trek. Actor Calm Meaney. He was also in Con Air.
He was. Miles O'Brien, Chief O'Brien, 67.
65.
72. The greatest quarterback of all time from Revenge of the Nerds, actor Ted McGinley.
Also Jefferson Darcy on
Yes, sir.
Married with Children. 74.
77.
67. Actor Ralph Carter, Good Times. Michael, the younger brother.
59.
58.
64. One of the top guitar players of all time, Tom Morello of Rage Against the Machine.
Oh, yeah. He is good. 57.
62.
61. Dr. Crane's on the board. 4-1 Chaser right now. Let's see what else here. Rapper Remy Ma. Remy Ma.
Sounds like somebody's grandma. 48.
52.
45. Got close, Chaser. All right. PJ Carlissimo, the former coach at Seton Hall, that got choked by Latrell Sprewell.
And now he does ESPN, I think.
Yep.
68.
71.
76. Jake the Snake Roberts. Today's Jake the Snake's birthday.
70.
73.
70 dead on. Chase is up 6-1. Former NFL player, his son now plays for the Chargers, John Alt. A-L-T. John Alt.
You mean, oh, yeah. So Joe Alt's dad. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. 61.
58.
63. Chaser's up 7-1. Billy Donovan. Where's he coaching now? Is he with the Bulls?
Yep.
The Bulls.
The Bulls. Going in the Hall of Fame, too. 64.
60.
60 exactly. Dr. Crane, you still got an outside chance at 7-3 Chase right now.
Ooh.
Manny Ramirez.
Man Ram. 54.
What's his nickname?
Man Ram.
Does that include the hole in the bucket?
God.
Just saying, he hits a baseball and there's a hole in the bucket.
Last time, I'm going to remind you, Dr. Crane, this is a family show.
Dude, have you not watched
Chase
the
said
home run derby?
54. I don't have a
Just
TV.
name an age.
He's 53 exactly. So we're come down to the last one. It's 7-5.
Dr. Crane is sabotaged this
And this
entire segment.
And this birthday is a guy that we talked about yesterday for quite a bit because he's training Will Levis. Jordan Palmer.
Are you kidding me?
Today's Jordan Palmer's birthday. Now, Chase, you get this. You get the win. Dr. Crane, you could tie Chase.
47.
43.
He's 41.
Oh, wow.
Chase wins 7-6. What a game.
It was a good one.
Good job, guys.
That was a good one. That is going to do it for us. I am taking Monday and Tuesday off, probably to sleep, because I'm definitely going to need it. So Big Joe and Dr. Crane, maybe, I don't know, after this segment, we might have to rethink this, but they will have things covered for you Monday and Tuesday. So have a fantastic weekend.
Absolutely. And always, it's the weekend here. And look, to our guys out there, we love that you've reached out to us over this last year and a half to talk to us about what you're going through. Remember, talk to someone, anyone, if you're going through something, because our world is a better place because you are. I'm telling you, it is a better place. I've been to those funerals where guys have said goodbye. It's heart-wrenching. It breaks your heart. Don't be that. Be here with us. We love you. We want you here. You call on your cell phone. You could call or dial 988. It's that simple. You can always talk to somebody. We're always here for you. We tell you every day that you are powerful and you are absolutely beautiful and that we love you. And remember, more importantly, more than anything else in this world, God loves you.
Amen to that. Peace, love, rock and roll. DVD coming up next. 102.5, 106.3 The Game.